just about every situation for an athlete, someone with hormone balancing issues, or someone with a lot of stress, or someone who runs cold, or someone with libido or fertility issues. Maca is the first nutritionally wise strategy to add in first to address those issues. My name is Christian Bates, and this is the Longevity Power Show. Today you are going to learn about Maca Bliss. Maca is a premier superfood / herb. It's a root. It's related to radish. It's a cruciferous, but it grows way high in the Andes of Peru mainly, and it has been consumed for thousands of years. Now, there's a lot of modern studies, double-blind placebo, all kinds of cool, super science-backed studies that prove maca's efficacy that have been done over the last couple of decades. But that's secondary. The real test for why a superfood should be consumed as a staple for humans is that it has been consumed for thousands of years. In fact, in case of maca, it has been perfected in its usage over hundreds of generations. If it didn't work, humans would have dropped it a long time ago. But it is actually something that helps us pass down our genetics generation after generation, as it is a hormone-balancing, libido-boosting, extremely nourishing, stress-reducing superfood. But here's what happened. The raw food movement, it's pretty cool. Now, there's a lot of exceptions to the raw food rule, which I have come to find out. I used to be, like, totally raw, and now I'm totally not. But I feel healthier than ever, because there are certain really healthy cooked foods. Now, because of the raw food movement and that the growing marketplace it helped expand, especially in the late 90s, early 2000s, when the internet started to really take off and authors and just about anybody could start to talk about their short-term, medium-term, and sometimes long-term results on substances on the internet, the whole raw maca powder market took off. So raw maca powder is still the most popular form of maca that we can get in the Western world. And it works a little bit. It works a little bit, but there's a lot of issues with it. You see, maca raw powder, that has not been the typical, traditional way that maca has been consumed. About half the population does not digest raw maca that well, and to really gain therapeutic benefits, we need to up our dosage. So instead of sticking a teaspoon of raw maca powder in a smoothie, which actually tastes pretty good, you would need to start going closer to 2 tablespoons, maybe even a quarter cup per day to get those results. But raw maca in that form starts to be a little bit weird, especially in flavor and texture. It's pretty fibrous and somewhat radish tasting. So when you put that in your smoothie, it definitely throws the flavor to total fibrous maca radish flavor. Sorry, raw maca, but we're going to up-level you to gelatinized maca. Now, I'm going to up-level away from gelatinized maca even more, but I want to talk about it because it is becoming an alternative to raw maca. Gelatinized maca is basically boiled down maca with a little bit of the fiber skimmed off. Not a true extract, but it is broken down. And gelatinized maca digests pretty darn great. But it's basically still a whole food. It's not really an extract. It can be potentially like a 2-to-1, so you might need to use a little bit less than you would raw maca, and it does emulsify a little bit better in, say, a smoothie or some kind of elixir. But that's not even how maca has been consumed. You see, maca has been consumed roasted mainly. Roasted as a root, as a vegetable. Of course you're going to roast a vegetable, and roasting maca, either fresh or dried, is pretty darn awesome. In fact, roasted maca powder is available. A lot of people will buy raw maca and roast it themselves. It's a little tricky process, and you still, even though you roast it and you break down some of the fibers, you still end up with a pretty darn fibrous whole food. Maca also has been consumed as an extract. See, maca, a lot of these active compounds that maca is known for, macamides, machenes, the amino acid profile has all essential amino acids but one, and all of the antioxidants that are within it. A lot of these just easily dissolve into water. So when you cook it with something in a soup or in a tea, then you get a lot of the maca benefits. In fact, cut and sifted maca is available now as a tea. But we take it all the way. I want to talk to you about how you can take maca and get all the benefits immediately without any flavor issues. And that's where Maca Bliss comes in to totally replace the whole raw maca paradigm. This is what Maca Bliss is. It's black maca extract, dual extract. Let me talk about that. Black maca, dual extract. Two things that make it extremely potent. There are three main colors of maca, and they grow together. Yellow, reddish purple, and blackish brown. Reddish purple is pretty cool. It has some antioxidants in it. Yellow is the least potent. Yellow is the most common. Yellow is the cheapest. A lot of raw maca powders are three combined, but it's mostly yellow. Black maca is the most potent by far and has been shown to be that potent in many scientific studies. It is the best for increasing sperm count and mobility. It is best for increasing latent learning. And black foods are definitely associated in the whole herbal system that is expanding in thought around the world, the whole tonic herbal idea of consuming foods that have Jing essence in them. Jing is like the energy of your battery pack. Jing is the wax of your candle so that you can burn as long as you want. You're always burning. You're always using your adrenals. Even in a nearly zero stress environment, there's still a little bit of stress, and we're always challenged as human beings. So you can't stop the burning. But if you're a candle, which we kind of are, as a metaphor right now, you can add wax to your flame and burn brighter and burn longer, as long as you want. And as long as you consume jingy foods that add that wax, then you're going to restore your youth. Black foods are where you want to go to first. And black maca is a black food. This is super dark brown, black pigments all in the outer part of the black maca root, and the inside is a little more golden color. But when you extract it, we extract the whole thing so you get the full spectrum of all those active compounds. So we're going for black, skipping on the red and yellow. There's a time and place for that, but if we want the best benefits and we know about what the best is, we got to go straight to that and just got to bypass the other stuff, okay? Now we want to go and skip raw black maca powder because we have dual extracted black maca. Dual extraction. Hot water and alcohol. Two forms of extraction happening simultaneously. This is like adding alcohol to a tea and then pressure agitating the tea to break up the fibers. And then removing the tea, not with a tea bag, but with a micron strainer. And also, I don't recommend doing that at home because the alcohol is flammable on your stovetop. So we do it in a safer way on a larger scale. And then in a 10-to-1 extract, we extract all the active compounds and remove almost all the fiber and most of the starch from the maca. 10-to-1, meaning it takes 10 pounds of dry black maca roots to create 1 pound of dry black maca extract, or our product, Maca Bliss. See, now we have something that's, you only need to use 1/10 the amount. So if you want to consume a quarter cup of raw maca, you could consume 2 teaspoons of Maca Bliss. That is the ratio, about. 1 teaspoon is the dosage, and that's already a lot. Half a teaspoon is a great maintenance dosage. 1 to 2 teaspoons is super per day, not all at once, is super therapeutic. It is very strong, and I will consume it right before a workout, and I just can't stop working out until at least 90 minutes of like hardcore pumping iron or like hardcore hot yoga or hardcore hiking in the mountains. Black maca extract is so good, and it's creamy, and it has almost no radish flavor. When you open the bottle and a little bit of it like smokes a little bit, the powder is just so light that it kind of goes into the air, and it smells like cake mix. It has this vanilla malty overtone. So when you put it in a smoothie, it doesn't detract from the flavor. It enhances the flavor. And because all the fiber's removed and it's like milk, it also improves on the texture of your smoothie or ice cream or dessert or elixir or cookie, health, granola, whatever you want to put on it on. That's where we come in. So if you are interested in the benefits of maca, say you got some hormone issues, not enough testosterone if you're a man, not enough progesterone if you're a woman. I can't really make hormone recommendations, but what I would do, and what we all need to do anyways, because everybody has hormone issues, because we are constantly bombarded with xenoestrogens in almost every breath we take, all the pesticides that are just everywhere, radioactive compounds, these clog up your liver and mimic good and bad hormones in your body. I would add into maca to whatever you are already doing. If you're already making a morning smoothie, boom, it goes in there. If you're already improving your desserts, boom, it goes in there. If you're not doing anything and you just want to add it to water, perfect. If you don't want to add it to water and put it in your mouth because it tastes that good, that's what you do. Actually, that's what I mostly do. Hygroscopic powder. There is something to note. Because it's such a strong concentrate, it is so hygroscopic that if you took a spoonful out and left it on the counter for 5 minutes, it will start to clump. And after an hour, it will become a solid brick. Now, as an extract, it's a light golden color. And that's just a property of the way light reflects off of it. But once some moisture gets in there, or if you mixed it with a little bit of water, it becomes very, very black or very, very dark brown in color. A lot of people have asked that, hey, why is it not a black powder? Well, that's why. It's just like a property of how the light reflects on it. But once you put it in a smoothie, it darkens something up in a really nice way. I get this question a lot. Is it organic? And the answer is yes and no. We only source from organic farms. And the manufacturer I work closely with in Lima, Peru, is a certified organic facility. If we made Maca Bliss just a water extract, then we could call it 100% organic. But every time we've tried making a water extract, it clumps, and we need to add an excipient to it in order to keep it as a powder. Otherwise, it just cakes up into a ball. And then it's not 100% maca anymore. Even if we put like organic tapioca or some nice excipient in, it still wouldn't be 100% maca anymore. So, somehow, when we do non-GMO cane alcohol with the hot water, we can get an even stronger extract, 10 to 1. That's pretty strong for maca. And then it just, for some reason, and we get more alcohol-soluble active compounds. Like there's water-soluble compounds, there's alcohol-fat-soluble compounds. Water's able to get some of the alcohol and fat-soluble compounds, but alcohol gets the rest of them. Then we end up with an even stronger extract, except that because our alcohol is not 100% organic, we can't call the end product organic. By the way, most herbal extracts and superfood extracts in the world are not even water extracts. They're acetone extracts. Acetone, the petroleum-derived solvent, makes a great solvent, except that once you dehydrate it, so you have this petroleum extract, and then you try to dehydrate the acetone off, there's still a tiny bit of acetone that remains on the product. So not only is the processing not green, but the end product has a little bit of toxins, and if you're into herbs like I am, those toxins are going to add up. And so you gotta watch out. Like most of the Chinese herbs, even in like a really good health food store, most of those are solvent extracted herbs. And here's how to use it long term. About 5 weeks on, 1 week off. Or a similar way of mostly being on it, so you have the consistency and the cumulative benefits, but taking a break from time to time. If you are always on maca, it's not quite as good as taking a little breaks here and there. When you take breaks, you lower your tolerance in a way, and you should feel so good like you're still on the superfood when you take a break from it, as long as you've been consuming it regularly. That's because you keep what it gave you. It's not a stimulant. It's not a drug. It's not a temporary thing. It's a true nutritive. Please click on the link in the description to check out our page on Maca Bliss and see for yourself. I highly recommend getting into maca right now. If you're watching this video when it's coming out, which is November, it's getting a little bit of cold out.
Let me take you to a place I know you wanna go. It's a good life. Hey, 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 yeah. I don't wanna stand around and
now, you know, we're always making recipes here at Longevity Power. Tell me, how would you like your maca served? What recipe would you just love to find our Maca Bliss in? And I'll make it. I mean, just tell me a recipe. You know, I took some black maca extract before doing this video, and I'm just ready to do some handstands.
I take you to a place they must have told me how to. It's a good life.